crime. It's out there. You may not see it, but it's hiding in the shadows, in the darkness. People may feel safe, but you have to remember to be aware that everywhere where people are, there's crime. All kinds of crime. Driving to this nice little town, feeling quite unsafe. But into the darkness, there it is, everywhere.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father.
What do I have to say about crime? In general, Germany is a really safe place, and you don't have to worry about anything in a way. It always depends what you're doing, so with what people you hang around and what stuff you're into, and what area you are. I mean, bigger cities have more crime. There's also a north-south divide, which means the southern states of Germany are more safe, and the northern states, and especially in the big cities like Hamburg, Berlin, Bremen, they don't really care about the people and crimes. They don't do, as it seems from me, they don't do a lot against crime. When you take a look into the data, then it's really, in general, as I mentioned, Germany is a really safe place, and you can go out at the weekend, at night, also as a woman, and you don't have to fear anything. Also, I don't know anyone who says he has a feeling of insecure. You feel comfortable, you can go out as a woman alone without a man, and almost nothing will happen to you. So in general, it's a really safe country, Germany. You don't have to worry about anything at all. As I mentioned, there's crime everywhere where people are, but yeah, let's say what you have to be worried about. If you go out at the weekend, and also as a woman, you go home at night, you can feel really safe. Also in big cities, there are some areas where you have to watch out, and also in metro or subway stations, there are often activities of groups of young people, mostly immigrants, and they are there to beat up people. And there are also a lot of cases where people die or get really serious injuries, get crippled. So watch out about this. And also bar fights. 70% of fights and violent criminal activities are going on at the weekend and related to alcohol. This means it depends on your behavior, where you're going out, on your reaction. But I know people that get sometimes into fights. I know other people that had never any fight in the reason, and they go out at the same places. So yeah, it's also, you have to do also something, your attitude affects this fact. What kind of crime? You have a lot, what is rising is scams, online scams, but I think it's a worldwide phenomenon, and you have to be aware always when you're on internet and doing stuff, online banking, stuff like that, buying, shopping. The next thing is burglary. There are East European groups, criminal gangs, stuff like that, so floating into Germany. The southern states are safe because, as I mentioned, the police and the courts here are working very fine in the southern states. In general, there are also mistakes, and I should maybe do a video about the police and the courts and the justice system also, because there are also some points to know, or they're interesting in a way. So, but you have a lot of burglaries, and you have also thefts, also big crowded areas, pocket theft, scams like that. It's not that an issue. I never heard personally of any case, but it can happen still to you. The next thing is beggars. There are also East European beggar gangs floating into Germany, and like the theft, shopping thefts. They're using mostly kids under the age of 14, because in Germany you only can get punished by a court if you're 14 or older. And they're bringing those kids into Germany, and then they're sitting on the street, beggar, and the people feel bad for them and give them money. And a good beggar can make the 50 to 100 euro per day. You have to imagine this, and then they have to give the money to the boss of the gang. Also, it can happen to you in some areas. There are neo-Nazi activities, I think, but those are mostly the areas where also the situation is really bad. And I wonder why, when you come to Germany, why you should go to an area where there are no jobs. I think when you come here for work or vacation, there are better places. You also have some left-wing activities. They're also doing crimes, mostly neo-Nazi and left-wing crimes related to each other, and they're beating up each other. But both parts are very stupid and intolerant people. And yeah, so if you have a little bit darker skin, maybe you can have some trouble with neo-Nazis. It's not very common at all. The bad times in Germany are over. In the 19th it was a really bad time, but nowadays it's really fine, works well. Left-wing terrorists or activities, they do railway tracks destroying and stuff like that, but this is also nothing what you're really connected to into are. So it's just a little far away crime. So next thing is drugs. I don't know if you're into drugs or not, but you can also have, like anywhere, you can get any drugs in Germany, and not that easy. You cannot buy it at a supermarket or stuff like that, but they are there. And with this stuff there comes also drugs and prostitution. Prostitution is legal, so I have some ideas for a prostitution video in mind, guys. Will be interesting, I think. So anyway, when you go into prostitution, or in the prostitution milieu, there's also drug milieu, most relying on each other. And there are some criminal activities, but if you're not into it, if you're not a dealer, you're not a pusher, you're never related to it in any way. Mention about crime, drugs, or drugs. If you're into drugs, it's up to you. I have some own opinions about this stuff, but anyway, you have to be aware if you're into drugs and you are not a German citizen. then what is with your visa? So watch out. But in general, if you're just using some drugs, marijuana, in general, it also depends on the states. In southern states, they're very, very strict, and if they catch you, you will get a punishment, mostly from a court. In the northern states, it depends how much you have with you, or they catch you with what amount of stuff. So, but in Bavaria, my state, there is a big problem about the drugs, about crystal meth. You maybe know from Breaking Bad, because the Czech border is next and it's floating into Germany. So why people using drugs, I have our own theory about it, and drugs politics, but anyway. So yeah, there are drug crimes like everywhere, but if you're not into it, you also will never see it or hear anything about it. Violence, robberies, a very, very low rate, and also murder and manslaughter rate is very, very low. And also they catch over 95 or 96% of those cases. And as I mentioned, then what can happen to you? Young gangs or fights when people related on the weekend with alcohol and stuff like that. There are not really ghettos in Germany like you know from your country with high rate, really bad crime, but we call it problem areas. There's a lot of poverty, the people have no jobs, no education, say relying on the social welfare system. But there's also areas where you normally don't go into, just for, it's not like a favela in Brazil or stuff like that. It's, you can go walk through this a day, and also depending if you're younger, you're getting mostly more into trouble. If you're older, never happen anything. What you have to watch out, beer festivals. It's also violent because the people drinking alcohol and going crazy. Like everything, when people drink alcohol, they get into arguments and then fights breaks out. Beer festival, clubs, bars, whatever. So watch out those people, those troublemakers. Also watch about your attitude and your behavior. You can avoid this stuff. And yeah, what also the problem areas, the young troublemakers, they are at railway station, not railway station, subway station, metro station. They're often hanging around there, and those teenagers, young kids, young men, mostly immigrants, yeah, or Germans with a migration background, but also Germans. And they're beating up people. Sometimes people die, get injured, serious injuries. There are a few cases in Germany. It's also more in the northern states than in the southern states. The southern states are more safe and have a better economy than the northern states. This goes a little bit into politics, but I plan a video about the difference in the different states, not all 16 states, but general north, south, east, west differences in a way. And then you maybe understand better why the south is doing well and the north is not so doing well at the moment. So yeah, what's about crime in general? So in general, it's really, really safe. Watch out at the weekend when the people are drunk, and if you're not hanging out with criminals, then you mostly will never get into it. What you have to be aware is beggars in the bigger city areas, don't give them money at any way, because they're mostly East European gangs. Then yeah, burglaries, watch out, there often happens something. Also in every area it's growing bigger and bigger, because the East European gangs floating into Germany, and it's hard to catch them in a way. And also theft, for the theft they're using young kids under the age of 14. In Munich was a big case of a European theft gang. and they catch some of them. Yeah, but it's also, yeah, don't leave your doors or your windows open from your house or apartment when you're leaving it, and don't take it too easy in a way. Never heard in personal about any stuff that anybody I know that to someone I know happened anything in this way, a burglary. But oh yes, there was a case, but yeah, anyway, I read it sometimes in the newspaper, so watch out, be careful about that. Also in this area, mostly crimes and thefts are related to drug addicts, and they break into cars. There was a series in my city. Yeah, but in general, as I said, it's a really safe place. Germany you will feel safe also if you go out at the weekend, also as a woman, as an immigrant with darker skin, anyway, stuff like that. There's nothing to worry about really. There's stuff going on, like I said at the first, like everywhere where people are, there are problems, there are criminals, there are crime, but you have to watch out. And you don't have to watch out in Germany like you maybe have in some other countries to watch out, because we have one of the lowest crime rates in the world. So you have to think about it. It's small cases, and like everything, it's different if you have the statistics and the data and something happened to you. If you're the 1 out of a million, then yeah, okay, it's bad for you and you don't feel safe anymore maybe, but the statistics and the personal feeling, two sides of one coin. Oh, and all the newspapers bringing all this stuff about beating up people and it going worse and worse, and the real statistic numbers go down. So, but the feeling, the people feel in a way more insecure, but it's not insecure in any way, or as I think, or as I experience it in Germany. And I think you neither won't feel it this way. So, long video, a lot of talking, yeah, but that's all. As ever, if you have some questions, comments, stuff like that, don't hesitate. So anyway guys, till the next time, cheers.